Disney movies are an integral part of childhood and are the most influential forms of media for adolescents. Research shows that children incorporate movies they watch into identity development. It is an active side of socialization that helps us understand where we belong. As such, Disney has defined an unrealistic standards of male and female body image, which imposes negative aspects on how men and women view themselves. The standard created a window into our society's cultural dynamics. We wanted to know what young adults thought were the qualities of an ideal body image. So we conducted a simple experiment on a group of students and asked them to draw us what men and women in society should look like.
So that's the perfect shape for men and women that I'm thinking of.
Got long hair, skinny arms, skinny legs, thigh gap. My man, you've got the muscular body type, the six-pack, tall.
Disney characters exhibit these negative and sexist gender stereotypes on body image, which is emphasized through specific gender roles. For example, the man must be big, tall, and muscular, and any male who is not that is treated as subservient and weak. And the males must represent qualities of bravery, toughness, and confidence. And the woman, for example, must represent the physical qualities of being stick-thin, slender, and small. And they must represent qualities of gracefulness, passivity, acceptance, and nurturing. Disney films often associate evil and maliciousness with poor physical appearance. For example, Ursula in The Little Mermaid.
Pathetic.
Male and female characters are portrayed differently in Disney films, and they show distinct ideas on gender, social behaviors, and norms. It's not surprising that Disney reflects these standards in the protagonist, and in return, these animation acts as a message to society, telling us how we should look.
Women with an hourglass body shape of 36-24-36 is seen as most attractive, while for men, the ideal body measurement is 6-10 waist-to-shoulder ratio. While Disney would reaffirm that animation is an art form that is not restricted to the boundaries of realism, this exaggeration is exploited to great extremities to promote radical unrealistic gender differences as representation of all men and women bodies. In the past decade, all female Disney protagonists feature round faces with small button-like noses, while all male Disney protagonists feature a great diversity of face shapes, but with chiseled jaws and or chin. According to an anthropometric survey of US Army personnel, an American adult male's wrist is 15% larger in circumference than a woman's. But in Disney's Frozen, Han's wrist is roughly 2.6 times bigger than Anna's. Also, in Army personnel, the largest commissioned male bicep was 2.1 times bigger than the smallest female's. But the titular character Hercules' bicep is actually 2.8 times bigger than Megara's.
This plays an important part in emphasizing gender roles, where the physical characteristics that reinforce certain masculine and feminine qualities work here in these animated children's films to create submissive women and dominant men. This leads to a landscape of gender inequality and self-esteem issues for those who don't abide by these gender roles. This relates specifically to different roles that men and women can play, such as being stay-at-home dads or women running companies. If men and women have similar physical, cognitive, and emotional qualities, we will not treat these particular genders, people, or dynamics as deficient in particular aspects, but they will see themselves and others as a complex people with their own strengths and weaknesses.
While Disney would assert that men and women inherently have physical different bodies because of their distinct reproductive organs, the artist's energy ultimately gives us a window into certain cultural dynamics that treat specific gender roles as inferior.
If we don't see this, we'll be limited as human beings by being fixed by a series of unnatural gender roles, even though we're more complex than these stereotypes that Disney dictates. It's more of a reflection of the relationship between certain cultural dynamics and the exaggeration of gender differences and reinforced gender stereotypes emphasized in Disney's animated films.
The exaggeration of gender stereotypes is reflected in the reasons of focus group choice of ideal body image. However, this is what they think when it comes to real life.
Those Disney cartoons, they are always having a very extremely thin waist, which is really unrealistic.
It'd be silly to think that they're portraying an ideal body image.
It is impossible to get that body image. It would literally kill you to try to get that skinny arm, skinny body, everything.
You don't have to be like stick skinny to be physically fit and healthy. As long as you're comfortable with your body,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think Disney should start portraying some more realistic versions of people.
Disney packages an unrealistic body image with wonderful fairy tales that captivate people to pursue the false standard. The false standard has subconsciously implanted in our minds, as the focus group wasn't aware of the ideal body image when they were drawing was actually the fictional figure that Disney asserts. Therefore, Disney as an influential dream producer should reflect on the overall character design, especially physical appearance, since majority of the audience is children to young teenagers who take in information superficially.